It was probably about 6 months into depigmentation that I started to realize that my fingertips were starting to depigment and my leg spot was starting to grow. I was scared. It was not easy to be told that you have this uncurable disease. I asked my grandma for some help and she told me you gotta have tough skin. From that, I started to develop a nonprofit organization called Tough Skin. I stopped wearing makeup, I think my 25th year of living, and I haven't really looked back. When I first got my first spot, I was coaching gymnastics for almost 15 years. When I was coaching, I was wearing shorts and I saw this lighter lesion of skin, and I brushed it off for several months. And then I started to develop more spots in other places, and it became a concern because I didn't know what was happening. And then when I went to the doctor, they essentially told me that I have an incurable disease. I'm Jasmine. I have vitiligo. I've had it for about 11 years. Scientifically speaking, vitiligo is an autoimmune skin condition where the cells that produce skin pigment are being attacked by the body. And essentially, it's a depigmentation / loss of skin color or pigmentation color. My vitiligo started to grow roughly about 1 millimeter every 6 months. I actually was able to kind of figure that out from tattoo. I would go see a tattoo artist every 6 months and they would outline the depigmentation. Here, it's kind of where it started and began, and then it started to spread, and roughly about 1 millimeter every 6 months is what it would grow into. I think I was really scared for a good chunk of it. I oftentimes would look in the mirror and just cry, just looking at what I was, having these visions of the person that I was then. I had a hard time letting go of the person I was going to become. And when I was 25, 26, I decided that I was going to embrace it and accept myself for who I am. And that's kind of where our journey takes off in a sense. I asked my grandma for some help. I asked her, I was like, Grandma, I don't know what's gonna happen. I have been diagnosed with this condition. I will never have control of my skin. She told me you gotta have tough skin. From that, I started to develop a nonprofit organization called Tough Skin. We help uplift people to embrace themselves. We host workshops and we provide skincare products. Our message essentially is skin positivity. Today I am mixing shea butter with my 15-year-old niece, Nora. I feel like when I started to use this product, honestly, I felt more confident because I was able to either use the product to heal blemishes, or use the product to heal skin burns, or use the product to do certain things that embrace myself fully.
I think it's amazing. I think it helps a lot of people feel like they're normal, I guess, or have a home. And I think what she's doing is amazing. I think it's helping a lot of people out. So I'm proud of her.
So I have some photographs that I made in graduate school, so you want to look at them?
Yeah, let's go do it.
Let's take over. It was hard for me as a person with vitiligo to go to a campus where everyone stared at you in a way that was really problematic. When I was in graduate school, I found ways to kind of figure out how to express myself artistically and as a professional artist, as a woman of colors. So I started to use the camera as a way to heal. I'm a firm believer in art therapy. So the camera was a method for me to document my skin and then make it into art. So it's actually different layers. So the layers of it actually symbolize the repigmentation process of people with vitiligo. So it's actually a metaphor for art making.
That's cool.
Today I'm gonna photograph someone for Tough Skin. I haven't photographed anyone in a while, so it's gonna be really awesome. I'm excited. Hey, dude!
Hi!
Hook arms or something,
yeah.
I developed vitiligo about 11 years ago. I don't know how long ago was it?
It's been about 9 years since I first was told I had alopecia.
And how did it develop or start?
Yeah, so I noticed my first spot And the beginning process of it was definitely more of a challenging thing. I didn't quite realize what it was just because I feel like people tend to hide what their uniqueness is. And so it took a couple years to really embrace it and learn exactly what alopecia was just because I felt like I was trying to hide from it for so long.
I think it's kind of interesting how we've kind of like been connected, and like vitiligo and alopecia areata are like autoimmune conditions.
Right.
But it's also like a wonderful opportunity to embrace like the way that we are and just be comfortable with the skin that we live in.
Exactly.
Yeah. With the photographs that I'm going to be taking of Tele, I think my goal is to empower other alopecians to reach out to Tele, to reach out to other leaders within the communities so that people can feel more included in difference and embracing that as a normal way of life.
When I first had alopecia, I felt very alone. I didn't feel like I had anyone that I could talk to about it. No one could understand this struggle that I felt like I had. And so being a part of something like this, where we're encouraging people to embrace this beautiful gift that we've been given, it just makes me realize that like little girls and boys don't have to be sad about something that society doesn't see as beautiful. I really like that one.
Me too, yeah. I love that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Vitiligo has really helped me to understand that skin color doesn't matter. You can be any color under the rainbow and be beautiful just the way that you are. I think a lot of people need to hear that.
When you're encouraged by someone else who can be encouraged by themselves, it just proves what I'm doing is worth it.
It totally is. I think vitiligo has manifested in a way that has really formed me as a person that has a voice to speak about other people and raise awareness around their stories and their journeys and normalize being normal. Beauty is self-love, self-acceptance, self-embracing. Beauty is just embedded in ourselves.
We have 2 trans kids.
Anyone can be whoever they want.
I'm just owning it.
Our family is seen to be very unconventional.
So I had kids and I can't be hot anymore. Like, moms are hot too.
People say I look like a thug, but I love thugs. I take that as a compliment.
I'm bored of people thinking that I cannot be intimate. I'm a young, single, hot piece of disabled booty.
I feel like I'm going to look at myself and be like, who is that?
Life is way too short to be hiding. It is my story, it is my truth.